What's up, Canes fans? Welcome to the CanesInSight Daily Podcast, powered by Amari Wallace Accident Attorneys. Miami kept it local. Big commit from a feeder school, Miami Central, with safety nickel Amari Wallace, a four-star player, big hitter, big ball hawk, a true Dade County dog like Miami is used to landing. We will talk all about that. Shout out to Amari Accident Attorneys. If you or someone you care about has been injured in an accident, 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of your life. They don't get paid until you get paid. Pete, jump in here. Let's talk about this kid. So Amari Wallace, four-star player, Miami Central. Guy's been on the radar for many years for Central. He played on multiple championship teams. Very prolific in terms of interceptions. Big hitter, only about 5'10", 175, but somebody who plays bigger than his size with his hits. I saw him at Raw Miami recently, or playing for Raw Miami at the OT7 National Championships for 7-on-7 in Tampa. He had a pick that he took a long way. Just a true ball hawk who knows how to play the game of football.
Yeah, and very willing as a tackler, and the physicality shows itself. The versatility is there, plays all over the defensive backfield, as you said. And these are his highlights from last year. From his sophomore highlights, he was making plays all over the place on special teams, blocked punts, blocked extra points. When a guy like that is just making his presence felt in every asset of the game, every facet of the game, I should say, to me, that is a real value. And he's someone who I think is going to be ready to play right away when he gets to Miami.
There you go. Against Chaminade. I believe that was Jeremiah Smith, who was supposed to catch the ball. So we're talking about some big-time players here, some big-time football. He gets the pick and takes it a long way. Gets a lot of Cam Kitchens comps because of his ball hawking ability, but he brings the added dimension of being able to line up against a slot receiver and play nickel. That's that extra versatility, which I don't think Cam Kitchens had. He does have similar ball hawking. I don't think he's as big probably as Cam Kitchens, but again, he has that ability to slide into nickel, which Cam did not. See here, he can return. He can make plays. He's made some big hits. Kind of reminds me, I'm not saying he's as good or physical, he's going to be a first-round pick, but he kind of reminds me of Brandon Merriweather in terms of his role, just being very instinctual, being a big hitter, being somebody who can line up in that nickel position and cover guys. Just a leader back there who's not the biggest guy in the world, but plays bigger with his physicality and still has the footwork to kind of be not quite a full-time corner, but somebody that can cover for you. Again, not saying he's going to be that kind of player, but I do see a similar role for him on this team.
And here's the special teams again. Here's I believe a blocked extra point here. So he has a knack for that. For sure, you see him playing as a deep safety here. And D, continuing to do very well at Miami Central, which needs to be a pipeline for the Canes. Obviously, Ruben Bain, Armando Blunt, the last couple recruiting classes here. There's a bunch of Central connections on the coaching staff. Another blocked extra point right here. And here's another play against Chaminade in the highlight.
Yeah, I think to me, those block kicks, it brings you back to Ed Reed. When that happens consistently and you're seeing guys just consistently, here's again, block kicks, that tells you that they're explosive. They're not just getting lucky. They're making plays because they're explosive, because they have good timing, because they have good instincts, and they have good motor. That to me is absolutely pivotal when you talk about judging someone's explosiveness. Rarely do you see guys who block a lot of kicks not be able to make plays, because that play requires a lot of things coming together, and he does it consistently. You see him blitzing, you see him on special teams. We don't have to squint on this highlight reel to see big plays. You see it right here. This is a guy who's going to come in ready-made to make plays because he's doing it against top-ranked teams and top-ranked players for a top-ranked program.
Yeah, and he's doing it from different spots, right? He's playing deep safety. He's playing nickel. You see him here lined up in the slot there, quick to diagnose, makes a play on the ball. So, and again, you say you don't have to squint. You know what he's up against. Again, this is Chaminade right here. And look at him stick his head in there. Makes a nice tackle.
Yeah, he'll have to gain a little bit of weight, 175, but no smaller than Merriweather was really coming out. The physicality, I don't think is going to be a problem for him. The speed, I think, will improve. I mean, he plays fast, but I think his pure speed will improve with some strength and conditioning. South Florida guys, particularly Dade County guys, tend to come in a little further behind from a strength and conditioning standpoint, so he has room to grow there. But the instincts, he picked Miami over Louisville. He's the type of kid that we've seen so many times go to Louisville and end up being a great player. And you say, how did this guy get out of South Florida? Now, Amari Wallace is a 4-star player. He's not an unknown player by any means. He's a guy that's been a 4-star probably for a few years now. He's been on the radar, but we need to keep these kind of guys home. You can't be caught up, and he's not the perfect height or anything like that, because if you don't get guys like this, you're going to be seeing them on other teams blocking kicks, getting interceptions, making big hits, and wonder, how did that guy not go to the University of Miami?
And here he is with Mario and Coach Guidry back in January. I believe that was at Central there. So you see how he stacks up.
And that was Mario's first visit when he got the job, was not to visit Amari Wallace, but to visit Miami Central, because he knew that's going to be a program that continuously produces players. Of course, Wesley Basaint in 2022. Last year, the best freshman in the nation, Ruben Bain. Then this year, Amari Wallace, possibly more. Ezekiel Marcelin, a guy Miami is also in on. But, Central has been good to the Miami Hurricanes and continues to be, because it is a winning program that wins every single year. And when you have guys like Wallace that don't just come on the scene late, but have consistently produced at a young age, that to me tells you about instincts, because you don't just walk into Central and play. You have to prove yourself.
Yeah, and he's been a guy who's been making plays at a very young age there, right? So it's not like he came in and, was just a guy who was a part of the rotation. He has been one of their best players for a couple of years there now.
Yeah, and again, the ceiling might be lower, but you know what you're going to get. And I think he's somebody that can play early, because you saw him on special teams covering kicks. You saw him blocking kicks. He can help you there, but he's also going to pick up the defense, I think, very fast, both because of the coaching he got at Central and
the competition that he's used to,
playing against the best guys. And he's just a smart player. You saw Wesley Basaint play pretty early. He played a little bit as a freshman, ended up starting as a sophomore last year. Ruben Bain, of course, was the freshman of the year in the ACC and probably in the whole country when you look at how dominant he was. So these guys can play early. I would expect Amari Wallace to fall in line, play early. Armando Blunt's another one that was a Central kid that Miami was able to add to the pipeline. So Miami loves these kind of players. I think this guy fits in very, very well. Last year, you did not do particularly well at the safety position outside of Zaquan Patterson. You didn't have that ball hawking type safety in that class. Dylan Day maybe can fill that role if he's not playing nickel. But this guy, really both classes, when was the last time you saw Miami sign a ball hawking safety? I don't know if you have to go all the way back to Cam Kitchens. I guess Markeith Williams was a pretty good ball hawk.
Williams, maybe, yeah.
But Miami really, really needs that profile of player. Right now you have Mish Powell, who's playing that nickel as well as playing that safety and being that ranger kind of guy. Amari Wallace fits a need with his ball hawking ability. Cam Kitchens obviously paid off. You got a guy with that profile, similar recruiting ranking, similar production in high school, pretty similar size and speed. Ended up being an All-American player. His name's in the rafters. Miami fans hope that Amari Wallace could fall in line with that type of player. You got a lot of defensive backs in this class. I think defensive back is the focus of this recruiting class. When you talk about the corners, your Ben Hanks, your DJ Pickett's, Chris Ewald, a guy like Hilton Stubbs, Drake Stubbs at safety, maybe a bigger kind of safety that you're looking at. Bryce Fitzgerald, is he going to be a corner? Is he going to be a receiver? Is he going to be a safety? Another ball hawking guy. But Amari Wallace, of those guys, to me is the one that really brings the highest level instincts, physicality, pound for pound. Maybe not the size and speed of some of the guys I just mentioned, but certainly when you compare him to like a Bryce Fitzgerald, just a more ready-made, hard-nosed player that can jump right in there and play safety for you from a physical standpoint and from an instinctual standpoint without a lot of projection.
Yeah, I love the pickup. And again, hopefully we keep this train moving now. I've gotten a couple here in the last couple days, D, and it looks like there might be more moving forward. So remember to keep it locked on CanesInsight.com. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you are not doing so already. We have a daily show on top of these instant reaction commitment videos that we do. So Canes Insight, man, we're the #1 spot that you need to be for Canes info, just like Canes wear the number one spot for Miami fans to go shop at.
Great seg. And the forums, we got the website, free website, CanesInsight.com, 6.9 million posts and counting. It is the number one spot for discussion about these players. There is a very long active thread about this commitment. Right when it popped, you saw the thread pop up and people were all over it, posting GIFs, celebrating, popping champagne, excited to land a player like Amari Wallace. Join the discussion. Sign up for free, CanesInsight.com, the forums. You will not regret it. Unless you become addicted and your relationship falls apart, your job falls apart. That has happened, but it happens with your smile on your face because you're laughing and having fun on the CanesInsight.com forums. So appreciate you all joining us. Congratulations to Amari Wallace for joining the Miami family. Go Canes.
Go Canes.
Yeah. This an insight to the Canes, and you know we ain't playing no games. Joaquin said dominate, so that's what we do. Home of the legends and 7th floor crew. Down in Miami where hurricanes brew. You here for the rumors, we bring you the news. Cause it's all about the you. And nobody do it like CanesInSight. 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 It's CanesInSight.